It was around 1:20 a.m. The streets of Chicago were drowned in thick fog, as if someone had spread cotton across the roads. Even the glow of the street lamps couldn't cut through it. But that night, it wasn't just fog in the air. There was something else, something you couldn't see, but you could definitely feel. After leaving his office late, Amit reached the downtown bus terminal. The last bus to Detroit was scheduled to leave at 1:30 a.m. But tonight, the terminal was almost deserted. Just an old night security guard and a long digital board flickering weakly through the fog. Suddenly, the fog at the far end of the terminal began to move, as if something incredibly heavy was walking through it. Then, out of the mist, an old black rusted bus slowly emerged. Its brakes screamed as it came to a halt. Dust filled the air, and written across the front of the bus were the words, "Final Journey." Amit froze. Final journey? Like a funeral bus? The driver slowly lifted his head. His eyes were red, unblinking, locked straight onto Amit. "Get in if you want to. This bus does not wait." Against every instinct screaming inside him, Amit stepped onto the bus. The air inside was unnaturally cold. Passengers were seated silently on the benches, completely motionless, so still that they didn't look asleep, they looked frozen. Amit tapped the shoulder of the man beside him. "Hey, this bus is going to Detroit, right?" The man turned his head slowly. His face was pale, his eyes sunken deep into their sockets. "We're all going to the same place," he whispered, "wherever you're going." Amit's heart sank. The conductor appeared, but he didn't look human. His body was unnaturally tall and thin, his arms stretched far too long. Without opening his mouth, a voice echoed through the bus, "Ticket or life." The conductor smiled faintly, a fake, lifeless smile. He glanced at Amit's ticket and said, "No passenger goes to Detroit on this night." Suddenly, the bus lurched forward. Outside the windows, the road itself vanished into the fog. At the back of the bus, a woman was quietly crying. Amit sat beside her. "It'll be okay," he said, his voice trembling. She slowly shook her head. "This bus doesn't carry people," she whispered. "It carries sacrifices." She pointed beneath the seat. Amit bent down. Dried layers of blood coated the floor, as if bodies had been dragged away. The bus stopped abruptly. Outside, at a lonely highway curve, a man stood waiting. The conductor stepped down and said, "Come, we were waiting for you." The man stepped onto the bus, and Amit noticed something horrifying. His feet never touched the floor. He was floating. The moment he entered, his eyes turned completely white. He sat in the last seat and muttered, "One completed, 3 more." That's when Amit understood. The passengers weren't people, they were souls. Whispers rose from every seat. Soaked in sweat, Amit rushed toward the driver. "Please, stop the bus. This isn't normal." The driver slowly turned his head. His neck twisted 180 degrees without his body moving. "We don't operate normal routes, son. This is bus 47. It runs once every 10 years. Unfinished souls return to take their places. Every 10 years, we take 4 living people. Only then does the bus stop." Amit's blood ran cold. Inside the bus, only 3 living people remained: himself, an old man, and the crying woman. The doors slammed shut on their own. All the silent passengers stood up, one by one. Dark mist poured from their bodies. They grabbed the old man. He screamed, "Help! Somebody help!" Amit watched helplessly as the darkness dragged him away, like prey pulled into the void. A glowing message flashed inside the bus. 3 out of 4 passengers collected. Every window reflected the same image, a screaming face. Amit saw himself dying again and again, crushed on the road, dragged beneath the wheels, hanging from a noose. "You won't escape," the whispers said. "Your stop is the last one." Suddenly the crying woman spoke. "I saw this bus 10 years ago," she said softly. "I survived." Her voice broke, but tonight it came back to complete my turn. "How do we stop it?" Amit asked desperately. "There's only one way," she replied. "The bus stops only after 4 sacrifices." Amit swallowed hard. "So I have to die?" She nodded slowly. The bus accelerated violently. Seats shook. Souls rose from the floor. The driver transformed into something demonic. "Get down," the voices called. "Your destination has arrived." Amit ran toward the emergency exit, but it sealed shut like bones locking together. Souls surrounded him. Suddenly, the woman grabbed his hand. "Run," she said. "I'll complete the count." "But you," she smiled through her tears. "I was meant to go anyway." Before Amit could stop her, she threw herself into the center of the bus. The bus screamed, windows shattered, seats trembled violently. Then the board flashed. 4 out of 4 passengers collected. The bus stopped instantly. Amit stumbled out into the fog, collapsing on the empty highway. Behind him, the bus slowly reversed, disappearing into the mist. The driver's shadow appeared one last time. "See you in 10 years." The bus vanished. Amit sat there, gasping for air. But the story wasn't over. In his hand was the ticket, burned black. Written on it were the words, "Your seat has been booked for the next trip." Amit's eyes filled with blood, because sometimes catching the last bus of the night becomes the last decision of your life.
Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us